Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is June the 22nd, 2022, and today the topic is 231 and Daniel. 231 and Daniel. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. Yesterday was really cool. I did a interview with GSL. After that, I was needing to work on something, but every time I tried to do it, here come my son. So I didn't really get a chance to work on what I was planning to. But I'm still brainstorming and whatnot, my creative juices and stuff, trying to get those to flow. So I'm procrastinating basically. But anywho, so yeah, that was going on yesterday. But something else really interesting and awesome happened yesterday. I had someone reach out to me. Now, I'm not going to put her name out there just in case, because maybe she don't want her name out there. But I will tell you all that it is the wife of the gentleman named, or the artist that goes by the name of Dare David. Dare David. I'll go ahead and spell that. That's DareDavid. I'll go ahead and let you guys know, because that way you guys can look this gentleman up, because he has a song out called Power in the Name. Well, anyway, I know I have been communicating with her. I want to say a few weeks ago, I think she reached out or whatnot. And we were talking about the promotional services and whatnot that we offer here at GSL. For people that want to get some advertisement on the podcast or the show or whatever, right? But just out of nowhere yesterday, she reaches out and was like, I'm looking for a way to donate to donate to us, donate to God, Sex, and Love. And I'm just was like, wow, sure. So I gave her the ways to donate, and she sent over a donation. So, thank and praise God for the wife of Mr. Dare David. When I asked what we owed for, the generosity, she said this, and quote, because I don't like to misquote people. So she said this. She said, "Nothing at all. Please keep spreading the true word of God and God's love." And I'm like, man, to God be the glory, man. I appreciate these confirmations and these things that, it's telling me to keep on keeping on, because it does get like, you do wonder sometimes as a creative person, not say is it worth it, but like, should you keep doing what you're doing, and again, like I said, I'm a mom, I'm out here, I got responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? Now, yes, I do have a wonderful husband, but still, we have obligations and responsibilities and bills and things just like everybody else. And so, but here I am focused on, these things that I feel like God's put on my heart and mind to do. And I'm grateful. I'm so thankful to be in this place, but it's weird. I mean, I told you guys over and over again, that like, it's a weird place to be. But I'm thankful for it, and so, so more so than her donation, but also the encouraging words that she said, that touched me, and I appreciated that. I know she didn't do it for the shout out, but I'm gonna give it a shout out anyway. And so, yeah, man, check out Dare David's, single Power in the Name. And yeah, shout out to him and his family, and God bless them as they have blessed us. So, yeah, man. So that happened yesterday. That's pretty much it. This morning, as you can tell, usually when you see some numbers in the topic, most likely that's what time I woke up. So yeah, I woke up at 2:31. I searched the verses, but I, went back to sleep. So by the time my alarm went off at 4, one of the first things I did was started to read what the verses had to say for 2:31. And so, they were resonating with me this morning, and I was like, wow, and ultimately it led me to Daniel, where I ended up reading so many chapters or so many books of Daniel. So, I mean, if you see in the Go Deeper section, they're just pretty much representations of like reading the entire thing in its entirety, because that's what I did. um, so yeah, I read Daniel 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, and I just had to stop there at some point, just because I had to stop at some point. But yeah, so but obviously, I'm not going to share all of that, but I am going to share the 231 verses, and then I'm going to share the verses that stood out to me in those different chapters that I read this morning. So here we go. Let's get ready. Here's the juice, y'all. All right. So Jeremiah 2:31 says, "O generation, see ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are the Lord's. We will come no more unto thee." If y'all keep going and read beyond that, it gets very interesting as well. But that's Jeremiah 2:31. Joel 2:31 says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." Ooh, I know sometimes people wonder, has that already happened? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what came into my heart and mind when I read it this morning. Warnings, y'all. Warning, signs, wonders. These are things to look for, and everything like that. But regardless of that, just be ready. Regardless, right? Be ready. I guess that's the main thing I'm getting this morning from that. Instead of giving you the verse for Acts 2:31, I put Acts 2, the entire thing, in the Go Deeper section, because it was one of those verses that made you kind of want to read around what was going on. So yeah, that got added to the Go Deeper section. These next verses I'm going to share are from my Daniel experience today. All right, y'all. So like I told y'all, I read Daniel 2, 3, 4, and 5. So one of the first things that stood out to me was Daniel 3:16 through 18. Now, basically, y'all know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Y'all know about them already. But this stood out to me this morning, man, and I just was like, woo. Yes, here we go. It says, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Ooh, listen, that's that mic drop type of quotes, man. The biblical figures was going in. Man, I hope and pray I had that faith and boldness, when I need it. You know what I mean? Like when faced with adversity, like, because I know it gets hard. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard, but and then when you stepping out on faith and you like, things looking crazy and but I hope that I'm able to stand and able to do and be like that, and I hope that can be an encouragement to anybody today that, if you are facing adversity of any kinds or anything remotely similar to these situations that the gentleman was in, that we can stand on our faith, stand on, what we know God will do and can do. But then also stand on the fact that, and even if he chooses not to do it, we still gonna be faithful. You know what I mean? Like, that's next level. Like, that is next level. And yeah, I think we all need to strive for that, because there may be times we are faced with adversity. According to the Bible, I mean, there will be times, according to the Bible, people are going to kill Christians and feel like they're doing the right thing, which is not new. I mean, it happened in the Bible too. I mean, Paul did, Saul, before he came Paul, was doing the same, doing that. before God corrected him. And so who are we to think and say that like we're not going to be faced with the same decision at some point in regards to, you know, life and death is the choice. And are you going to stand for Christ? You know what I mean? Like that, again, is that next level thinking. On one hand, you know, obviously, I don't think anybody will really want to be in a situation like that. Like, but at the end of the day, too, it's like we can't be naive to think that we won't be. You know, every other figure, but even Jesus faced that type of persecution. So, let us prepare our hearts and minds to be ready to stand. You know what I mean? Rather than, I guess, stay naive and then believe that we won't ever have to face that. You know, and again, that it could not be death. It could be just any other aspect of life as well, just being bold and standing for Christ, in spite of, again, whatever adversities. Like it could just be, will you stand at school for your children? You know what I mean? When faced with adversity, you know, will you stand for yourself at a job if we're facing, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is that can come our way and be our quote unquote test in this area. You know, again, I hope and pray that we all are a little bit more bold, a little bit more, you know, that God gives us that strength to trust and obey regardless. So yeah, that's deep this morning, but that stood out to me. That stood out to me, their response to him. Let's keep going, y'all. I got a little bit more to share. Let me see. Daniel 4:37 stood out to me this morning. Now so y'all know that Daniel was, you know, he was becoming a man in Babylon, I guess, because, you know, Nebuchadnezzar, he was able to interpret his dream and all these different things. So there was another dream that Nebuchadnezzar needed him to interpret, and he did. That pretty much let him know that he was going to fall. I think I talked about it before here on the Juice. We talked about like the fact that, you know, he had to go eat grass and all that before he repented. When he could have just listened to the man of God like 7 years before and, you know, and avoided the whole thing. That's the thing too, is like, do not God, maybe that goes back to the first verses that I shared with you all, right? Because it says here, have I been wilderness unto Israel, land of darkness? I don't think so. Like God has been this light shining and telling us what will happen if we make certain choices, right? Like it's like every person, for the most part, that I can recall in the Bible, got some form of warning before things went left, you know, but for whatever reason, people should keep choosing to just go through it, right? And then, you know, if they were allowed to repent afterwards, they did, or, you know, some just didn't perish, you know, based on the decision that they made with the, you know, the choice or whatnot. But so yeah, basically this verse that I'm getting ready to share is, it's like it's Nebuchadnezzar's account, which that was interesting to me. I don't think I don't know if I noticed that before or whatnot, that, you know, there was an account like seeming to be directly from Nebuchadnezzar's mouth from the situation. But that's what Daniel 4 seemed to be to me. It was like a declaration of sorts, or maybe like a diary entry or something like that. That's what it felt like. But the verse that stood out to me was the last verse, and it says, now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the God of heaven, because everything he does is right, and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride, he is able to humble. Listen, talking about somebody that almost fell out. I'm like, oh God. Woo. There's a lot of things that stood out to me there. Well, let's talk about that. Everything he does is right. Because again, don't we be thinking like, you know, we be challenging God, like, God, why you doing this and why you do that? I mean, I've asked questions too. I ain't gonna lie. I've asked some questions like, Lord, I don't even know why you gave us all this free will. Because do we deserve all the free will? Not with what we do with it. So, you know what I mean? Like, I've asked questions too. But Yeah, I mean, do we get into our hearts and mind that everything God does is right? I think we need to get some understanding of that if we don't have it. But yeah, and then all his ways are just. That's the other thing too that we question a lot. As humans, we tend to question that a lot. Like, is God just for doing things the way he's doing it? Is it fair? And all those different things that people say. Um, I'm sorry I laughed, but I was thinking about my son. He's like, that's not fair. Uh, when he either gets disciplined or he doesn't get the things he wants, that's not fair. And we just same way. We the same way to the Lord. But anyway, but obviously that last little part right there that stood out the most as well. That says, and I quote here in this month, let me stop. I'm just gonna read what it says. Say, and those who walk in pride, he is able to humble. Oh God, like, all right, I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all can reflect on that and let that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds this morning. But one of the last verses I feel led to share this morning is Daniel 5:22. It says, "But you, Belshazzar, his son, have not humbled yourself, though you knew all of this." So basically, after this account with Nebuchadnezzar, and he's proclaiming that, I believe in, God, the God of heaven, X, Y, and Z. I went through all of this, like from his own mouth. He's saying all the things that he went through in that 7-year period, and that, eating the grass and all that, right? So then we go to Daniel 5, and it's his son, right? It's his son, and I guess his son is living it up. So much so where he's using, I guess, like the, I don't know the name of the things right now, but like the cups that are in, like holy relics or whatever the case is, that are in the temple. He's using those to drink wine, got everybody drinking out of it, and all this type of stuff. So, and then that's when the whole handwriting on the wall situation happened. So obviously nobody could interpret it. So I think his mom was the one that reminded him of Daniel, and so they went and got Daniel to interpret the hand, what the hand wrote, and Daniel broke it down for him, like, basically, you knew what happened with your father, you knew what your father went through, like he listed it all, and then basically got up to this verse that I just read, like it says, but you, his son, have not humbled yourself, though you knew all of this. That stood out to me this morning, because it's like, man, how many times do we know, like, what happened in the past? We can make observations from other people. I know my mom taught me that a long time ago. She's like, learn from other people's mistakes. She said she did that. I feel like I've done that in my life. I hope my son will do it, y'all. Come on, at some point he needs to learn. But anyway, but yeah, you can learn from other people's mistakes, right? So his son could have avoided all of this, right? He could have avoided like doing anything wrong by observing what happened with his father, but he didn't, and ended up in this position. So basically, with the handwriting on the wall, and so basically, Daniel let him know after that verse that I just read that pretty much, your time is up. He's like, your time is up. What's the second thing he said? I can't remember what the second thing was. I think maybe like your kingdom will be taken away from you, and it's going to be split up between these two nations. And I think like they said that very night it happened. Like so all I'm saying is, again, let us humble ourselves today, y'all. Let's humble ourselves and learn from others' mistakes. You know what I mean? Let's, we can make observations again of different aspects of things in life, and we can make choices to put us in a better situation than those in our past. And that's the juice, man. That's the juice this morning. I hope that encourages you and inspires you and everything like that. The Bible verse of today is Proverbs 9:10. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And here you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. I hope that you all were encouraged and inspired today. Man, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for all things. Yes, shout out again to the Davids, I guess. I don't know if that's their last name, but definitely go check out Dear David's single Power in the Name. And everything like that. I truly, truly appreciate the support and encouragement. Thank you to everybody that supports and encourages in any way that you do. Super excited. There's some things in the works. So this week is going to be not say busy, but got a couple things to do this week. So some exciting things. So looking forward to that. Today actually is the memorial for the cousin I was telling you all about last week. And I think I'm gonna try to go. So yeah, that's what I got, I guess, planned for today. I wish I had not procrastinated yesterday, or even last week. I should have just worked on the thing or started brainstorming the idea or whatnot, but I wasn't sure. Long story short, I got a booking on Friday, and I just wasn't sure if it was going to be booked or not, or if, people had changed their minds, because it's a unique situation. It wasn't booked the way that I usually do it, and so I wasn't sure. And so I got the confirmation yesterday, and so that's why I'm like, okay, well now I gotta, now I gotta do all the stuff I need to do. So yeah, I need to work on that stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna do it now. Or, I could try to work on some stuff now. That would put me in a better position because I'm wide awake. But anywho, but yeah, that's what's going on, y'all. Thank you all for listening and watching, subscribing, sharing, all those wonderful things. Those that donate, those that buy books, those that, leave me comments and encouragement. All of that is greatly appreciated. And Yep, that's it. That's it, y'all. Let me let y'all go. But thank y'all so much for listening, watching, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.